Here's a question most people never think to ask themselves. What if the biggest threat to your financial security in your later years isn't the stock market, isn't inflation, and isn't even an unexpected medical bill, but the quiet, well-intentioned habit of giving too much away to the people you love most? After 70, the stakes of every financial and personal decision you make are higher than they've ever been. There's no second act, no decades left to rebuild what gets lost. And yet this is precisely the season of life when the pressure to hand things over, money, time, property, credit, control, tends to be at its strongest. Today we're talking about 5 things you should never give away after 70. Not because generosity is wrong, but because your security has to come first. Stay with me through all 5, because the last one is the one most people surrender without even realizing it. And it may be the most important of them all. Let's get into it. Number 1, your financial principle. The savings and investments you've built over a lifetime aren't just numbers in an account. They are the direct result of decades of work, sacrifice, and discipline. After 70, that principle, the core of your financial foundation, is what stands between you and dependence on others. And yet this is exactly what family members most often ask for. A loan to cover someone's debt, a contribution toward a down payment, help funding a business idea that a grandchild swears will work. These requests come wrapped in love, and that's what makes them so difficult to refuse. But here's what rarely gets said out loud. Once you give away your principal at this stage of life, you cannot earn it back. The earning years are behind you. What you have now is what you have to work with, possibly for another 20 years or more. The most financially secure seniors aren't the ones who said yes to every request. They're the ones who understood that staying self-sufficient wasn't selfishness, it was wisdom. When you remain financially stable, you never become a burden to the very people you were trying to help. That quiet strength, the ability to handle your own affairs without ever needing a rescue, is one of the most meaningful gifts you can give your family in the long run. Protect your principal. It isn't the generous thing to give away, it's the wise thing to keep. Number 2, your personal time. Time is the one resource that doesn't replenish. And after 70, your time carries a weight and a value that is completely unique to this chapter of life. Yet many people in their 70s find themselves in the role of full-time babysitter, errand runner, emotional support line, and household problem solver for everyone around them, with barely a moment left for themselves. There is nothing wrong with being there for your family, but there is something deeply worth examining when the needs of everyone else consistently outrank your own. Think about what happens to your health when rest is constantly interrupted. What happens to your mental clarity when you never have quiet? What happens to your sense of identity when your entire day is defined by what you can do for others rather than who you actually are? The people who age with the most vitality and joy tend to be those who protect their time with intention. They show up for the people they love, but they also show up for themselves. They have routines that belong to them, mornings that aren't negotiated away, afternoons reserved for something that fills them up rather than depletes them. Setting those boundaries doesn't make you difficult. It makes you sustainable, and the people around you will respect you more for it, even if there's some initial resistance. You've spent a lifetime giving your time to others. This season belongs to you too. If you're still watching and finding this valuable, go ahead and comment the number 2 below. It tells me you're here, and it genuinely means a lot. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is a great time to hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss a new video. Now let's keep going. We're just getting to the part most people need to hear most. Number 3, the deed to your home. One of the most common pieces of advice circulating among families with aging parents is this: transfer the house now, avoid the complications later. It sounds practical. It sounds like smart planning. But for many seniors, it turns out to be one of the most financially damaging decisions they ever make. Your home is not simply a piece of real estate. It is your largest asset, your most stable source of security, and the one thing that gives you leverage and independence in any situation that might arise. The moment you sign that deed over, even to someone you trust completely, you shift from owner to occupant. And those are very different positions to be in. Once the home is in someone else's name, You no longer control what happens to it. If that person faces financial trouble, divorce, or legal problems, your home can be caught in the middle of it. And if your relationship with that person changes, which families are fully capable of, you may find yourself living in a home you no longer legally own, with no clear path forward. Keep your name on that deed. Consult an estate attorney about ways to plan for the future that don't require giving up ownership while you're still living. There are smarter, safer options, and a good attorney can walk you through all of them. Your home is yours. It should stay that way for as long as you are in it. Number 4, your credit and your signature. Co-signing a loan feels like a small thing in the moment. Someone you love needs help. The bank requires a second name, and saying yes seems like the least you can do. But your signature on someone else's financial obligation is not a small thing. It is a full legal commitment that can follow you for years. If the person you co-sign for misses payments, your credit score takes the hit. If they default entirely, the creditor comes after you, not them. And at a stage in life when your credit score directly affects your insurance rates, your ability to qualify for housing, and your access to financial products, taking that kind of risk for someone else's purchase is rarely worth it. Beyond co-signing, there's the broader issue of letting others into your financial accounts, sharing passwords or card numbers out of convenience, or allowing someone else to manage your money without proper legal oversight. Elder financial abuse is far more common than most families want to admit, and it frequently comes from people who genuinely believe they're helping. Your financial reputation took a lifetime to build. It deserves to be protected with the same seriousness you brought to building it. Saying no to a cosign request isn't unkind, it's responsible. And most people, once they've had time to think it over, will understand. If this is resonating with you, drop the number 4 in the comments right now. I read every single one, and if you know someone who needs to hear this, please share this video with them. It could genuinely make a difference in how they protect themselves going forward. Now let's get to number 5, and this one may surprise you the most. Number 5, your decision-making authority. Of all the things that quietly slip away after 70, this one does the most damage, and it happens so gradually that most people don't notice until it's already gone. Decision-making authority. The right to determine where you live, how your money is managed, what medical treatments you pursue, and how your daily life is structured. These aren't small administrative details. They are the foundation of your dignity and your independence. As parents and grandparents age, families sometimes begin making decisions on their behalf. First with the best of intentions, then out of habit, and eventually out of assumption. What starts as helping can slowly become overriding, and before long, a capable adult finds that their voice is being managed, their choices are being second-guessed, and their preferences are being quietly set aside for what someone else has decided is best. This is not something to wait until a crisis to address. The time to be clear about your wishes, your values, and your non-negotiables is now, while you are fully in command of your own life. Put things in writing. Have direct conversations with the people closest to you. Work with a lawyer to make sure your wishes are legally documented and protected. Staying in control of your own decisions isn't stubbornness. It's one of the most important forms of self-respect available to you. The moment you hand that authority over prematurely, you stop being the author of your own story, and no amount of money, time, or property can compensate for that loss. Final thoughts. So there you have it. 5 things that are genuinely worth holding on to after 70. Your financial principle, your personal time, your property, your credit, and your decision-making authority. Each one plays a direct role in whether your later years feel like a reward or a struggle. None of this is about becoming closed off or difficult. It's about recognizing that you have earned the right to protect what you've built, and that doing so makes you more of a resource to the people you love, not less. The most secure, the most respected, and frankly, the most joyful people in their 70s and 80s are those who never confuse generosity with self-neglect. Give your love freely, give your wisdom freely, but guard the things that keep you standing on your own 2 feet. Leave a comment below and share one of these 5 areas where you feel you could do a better job protecting yourself. I read every comment, and your story might be exactly what someone else watching needs to. Here today. If this video helped you, please like it, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. It means more than you know, and it helps this content reach people who genuinely need it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.